lot easier when you have.
All right, here we go. Pablo prize the big charm. I mean, Pablo's fitting in the B barrel and some other stuff, so maybe only plays one big charm. The big charm can be pretty important to protect your Arceus Vs on the bench. I don't know how many Pablo plays. Oh, I mean, that's actually really good prize cards. Oh, I wonder how many Elena plays.
Elena does have 3 copies.
Okay, that's fine then.
Players out there, I saw Tord's list from Liverpool only had 2 Mew VMAX.
2 Battle VIP Pass prize, but as long as they open with some, those are actually ideal prize cards because you don't have to worry about them for the rest of the game.
It does have 310 HP. It's very difficult for it to go down. So as long as you
Let's
have
see.
that one, should be okay for the early game still.
Yeah, I had to look over and check.
Yeah, it's really good if they open pass in hand. Looks like it's ahead on Chromatic though, so that'll find a Battle VIP Pass. So I think they're doing just fine.
Throw a card in. Yeah, it's the equivalent exchange at that point. We're ready. We're getting into game number 2 though, as Chromatic looks like flipped heads, so we'll be able to find this Battle VIP Pass. Excellent start here for Elena. I deserve some luck after those 2 tail slips to essentially
I think it's fair,
game
right?
number 1. As
It looks like they gave up the Echoing Horn. I can't tell what that gold card is. It looks like Echoing Horn. It might also be a tablet. I actually just can't tell.
Also finds the Meloetta to start things off. This Arceus deck has no way to apply real damage on the first turn. I think theoretically you can.
Horn being gone is a pretty big deal.
20 times.
Horn's pretty relevant in the matchup.
Because the reduced damage, but let's be realistic. That's not happening in this set.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you technically could power charge as well, or power edge, excuse me, with the Arceus V, but
Poor Horn.
It's not happening. Trinity charge is where it's at most likely for Pablo.
See what else they got though.
Strategy here is going to be to get down the Mew V.
D and E must be Horn.
Play, and then on turn 2, what you want to try to do is get a Mew VMAX, double turbo energy, boss's orders, knock out an Arceus with an energy, assuming that Pablo does not.
I think it has 2 stadiums in hand too, but also has like switch plus choice belt, I think. I don't know. I might be value the Horn over the choice belt, to be honest. The Horn's like a pretty big deal in this matchup.
Pretty much no reason. Burning a switch here doesn't feel great, but it's not the end of the world.
I would have probably played. I think that was 2 stadiums in hand. I would have played one of those stadiums for sure.
Interesting choice to not go ahead and attach.
Because if you get Marnie, both stadiums go to the bottom of the deck anyways. Like,
I think
I don't know.
They're probably trying to go in with the Mew on turn 2. That's really kind of the strategy you want to do, is target down that Arceus. So putting the choice belt on Mew is really the way to go.
More so, you have to Mew in the prize.
One. I would have played that stadium, to be honest.
Right to go ahead and find that other deck, so there's a trade-off, but yeah, the more I think about it.
Yeah, 2 of them are prize, but they do play 3.
Really just deciding, do I want to play the stadium card down or discard it?
See, now you end up just discarding the stadium card anyways. If you had just played it, you just draw more cards initially anyways, and then you'd have different cards to get rid of the Ultra Ball, and you'd even draw more cards. And I think that one of those stadiums should have been played immediately for sure.
We'll at least have an option, but the problem with finding your stadium so early is Marnie.
You know she prize 2. No, if you prize 2 Mew VMAX, if you have a yeah. I'm pretty sure they have the 3rd.
Shuffle cards back from your hand into your deck, so that card will be kind of stuck in the hand until a path comes down, in which case it will almost likely be played immediately on top of it.
Great decision here from Elena to not put Rose Tower in play. It seems like an easy slam, right? You just put it down and get to draw a few extra cards. You would have had no cards in hand.
Should have slammed the first one.
Keep that stadium around, so if Pablo puts a path to the peak in play,
now it's 2 more stadium in hand still. So that's like pretty poor draws overall. And the pass, the hand is not set up at all to boss KO Arceus next turn. Pretty good hand there from Pablo though. Actually has the Melanie, so could get 2 Arceus in play here. Could find the second Arceus. And then could even keep calling, to be honest. Well, maybe you want to split the energy on the Arceus though.
We do see the quick ball. This is a perfect turn here. Gets rid of the water energy, can be Melanie back later, and also gets the Arceus V-Star in play, or excuse me, in play.
See if Pablo can find the second Arceus or not.
Even has a lot of options.
And then let's see. I mean, Elena could just whiff the boss, to be honest.
In which an Arceus V-Star can get powered up out of nowhere, so it even gives you the flexibility to, in a world, keep calling a turn, right, or set up the board. So there are a lot of lines here for Pablo to take, but as we've said, an experienced player, a veteran, so to say, in the game. 4-digit Pop ID's been around for a while.
See the Melanie has like actually just, I mean, it has the Beebs in there, or the Doof in there as well. Pablo's just got a pretty good options in the starting hand here. Is there an Arceus? Oh, the barrel? No Arceus though.
Finds a B barrel, looks like here.
No path to slow it down either.
It does have the Doof already in hand, so can evolve that later on. But you have to
probably just see a keep calling here from Pablo then.
For the Arceus player with a Mew V in the active, already has an energy on it, has the damage modifier in the choice belt already, so all
right,
needs is
VMAX energy boss.
And a boss's orders and a Mew VMAX.
And they'll be in a pretty good spot.
3 cards, but for Mew VMAX, that's nothing.
Yeah, this is kind of where you got to debate. Do I just step it up and burn these stadiums to draw
Become
more
the
cards
Sobbles.
to the deck, right? Or do I
think you played in one of the stadiums here from Elena.
good, right?
We'll probably see. I mean, you want on top like a quick ball and ultra ball, to be honest. Because oh, there's a quick ball.
This opens up a lot of
You
possibilities.
can quick ball away the Sparkle, play the Rose Tower, Cram-O-Matic away the other thing.
I think that's probably the dilemma, right? Do I want to get rid of these stadiums?
Go
Do I
from
feel
there.
confident enough in my ability to find boss's orders and the 1 copy of Mew VMAX I have. The only other search card you could use is Ultra Ball. I believe there's already been 1 to 2 of those played so far.
Yeah, it feels bad to lose too many stadiums too quickly, but it's almost.
But they'll be in a good spot over here. Overall.
Out of the game. Do you even
Just quick ball. They should quick ball away the. They can start with the Cram-O-Matic. They should start with Cram-O-Matic here.
And Pablo doesn't have a replacement Arceus. That is
Looks like a heads to me.
on the Cram-O-Matic. Discards a power tablet, but hits
Is it a heads?
Very worthwhile.
I can't tell. It could be a 5. Okay, we got a heads. So they should either get boss or VMAX, depending on how many outs they have for each. I think they're gonna have less outs to the VMAX. Actually, I don't know. They'll probably have less outs to the. 1 VMAX plus 3 Ultra Ball. So they should go with the boss here. Boss up the Arceus, play the stadium, draw with the stadium. Try and draw into the VMAX plus the energy. Go from there.
Which one am I going to draw into? Which am I not going to draw into?
Get another Mew VM play as well with the quick ball, giving up the Sparkle. So far, looking clean. Grab another Mew. Draw some cards with Rose Tower. This time, I definitely want to see them be aggressive with the stadium this time around. They're too passive, I think, on the first turn when you had 2 stadiums in hand. So hopefully they get more aggressive this time.
Fusion Strike system will fill the hand to 6 cards. Every single time Elena chooses to use one of those. It's not a once per turn, like you only get 1 Fusion Strike system. It's once per Genesect, which is absolutely insane.
One of the most powerful abilities.
There's the boss. See the Rose Tower come down. There we go. Draw with Rose.
Or Crobat Dark Asset, as we do see the boss's orders got.
Oh my gosh, the Mew VMAX off the top. I would hold this phone and draw with 4 with first Genesect. I would hold this phone. Yep, nice. Genesect for 4.
Draw some with the Fusion Strike system first. I like it.
Okay, no energy yet.
Played the Rose Tower down using the first Fusion Strike system. No more stadiums.
Could hold the tablets. You could just play the Rotom Phone first here, to be honest, and just see what's on top. I don't hate that. And then shuffle the deck if it whiffs. You could also just draw with the next Genesect now and then phone afterwards. Just gonna go with phone immediately here. And there's the energy. Oh, there's a Fusion Strike energy, even, which is even better. There's 3 energy in the top 5.
The first Fusion Strike energy on. Go ahead and fill that energy requirement. And like that.
I got the Fusion Strike energy, got the knockout. Still wants to find like another boss for the following turn, to be honest. Though you want to KO, the next Arceus. You want to boss KO the next Arceus. It's not as big of a deal to KO the next Arceus. Even KO in a 1-price Pokemon next turn is like fine. You could like quad fusion KO the Arceus V-Star and then boss win the game on a 1-price or so. Oh. Oh no.
Did the card get put in hand from the Rotom Phone? I think Elena forgot to put the card on top of the deck for Rotom Phone. That's the card right there.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to go to the top of the deck.
Necessarily revolves because it's technically confirmed information.
Right.
That you know the card is there, right?
Yeah,
There's no way that card was
here.
anything,
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I think hopefully they solved it.
1 Fusion Strike system was used. Rotom Phone was played to put the energy on top set. Hopefully our judges will clarify everything out. We'll get everything settled.
I actually put it in the hand, but just needs to use a Genesect and draw 2 more.
Technically, I guess it is if it's drawing an extra card. So this is kind of
as long as both players can confirm that that was the card. You know, if Elena didn't shuffle the hand.
It shouldn't make a big deal even if it wasn't the card, because you could just draw with the Genesect and you basically fix it.
Looks like the game will.
You didn't shuffle after quick ball either. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. If you've shuffled once before, you don't have to shuffle again immediately after. If you shuffled the turn before, if you shuffled the what's it called before.
Still has another Fusion Strike system.
As long as they like the deck was, as long as the deck is truly random, you can just say like you're burning quick ball.
I'm sure that
as long as the deck is currently random.
For something like a Melodious Echo to take a knockout.
Shuffling the deck doesn't actually matter.
But we know cards like Switch and Escape Rope can reset that effect. There's a knockout, draws into another one of those Mew VMAX that were in the prize.
All right, there we go. Got the KO. This is where it gets pretty tough for Pablo, but still definitely winnable.
Pablo now to put together some sort of a comeback. It's going to start with Shady Dealings here to get some trainers out of the deck. And you even have Raihan in hand too.
I mean, you probably want to look for like Marnie Path, to be honest, here as Pablo. You probably have to go like Marnie Path, Attach.
Elena, I
Pray.
think, did discard switch already in this game, so there's a chance that
You don't get boss KO'd, but yeah, I guess what you want to do here probably.
The switching card necessary in order to necessarily pull off an attack here, but we know Elena actually just has that old cemetery in hand. Ooh, but this will be kind of interesting.
Grabbing the collapse stadium.
Put the collapse stadium in play, but not. I was just getting it off of the shady deal.
Why would we grab collapse stadium here?
Yeah, looks like gonna go ahead and play down that second Decisive here. I believe using that evolution incense to go ahead and grab it, and looks like eyeing up a boss's orders.
Interesting.
On the top of the deck, just trying to decide.
Definitely an interesting play here from Pablo. I'm curious to see what they're going for here.
A fair amount of switching cards. That is technically a potential, but becomes even harder now with the release of double turbo energy to trap something in the active, because one attachment is enough
Votes
to
with the
allow
boss.
your deck to retreat and go into your main attacker. Plus, it would reset the effect of Technoblast on the Mew and allow it to attack the following turn. So Pablo definitely has something in mind, though. He wouldn't grab this for no reason whatsoever. Maybe trying to go ahead and set things back a little bit, but
there's also no Arceus in place. So if you put
ups and downs, especially if you're grabbing boss's orders here and you're not even guaranteed.
If you put collapse stadium in play here as Pablo,
the Arceus V to get down, you need to establish.
You can't even put an Arceus in play here as Pablo.
Inevitably, it's just gonna take surprises.
Pablo's gonna check the.
So Pablo's just like trying to play it slow right now. Try and burn as many resources as possible.
Problems with choosing to play Mew VMAX is that the kind of popularized list is pretty much well known. Anytime your opponent is
Maybe he's trying to burn through switch cards. There's quite a few switch cards down here, I think, for Elena.
Pablo should be aware of how many double turbos are there, how many
and pass. All right.
And if Elena's down too many of them, even though it is hard and it could take a while.
This does kind of like, but Elena should not put a stadium in play here if they can avoid it. They should not put a stadium in play here.
It is definitely a line.
Kind of hold out.
All the time. What are my win conditions? There's 3 in the Pokemon trading card game. Deck out, no Pokemon left, and prize cards.
So a tablet. I don't hate that. There's no big Arceus to get through.
Hey.
That's a big flip.
That should be a switch or an escape rope, or even a DTE here to hard retreat is fine as well. I see 2 escape ropes in the deck.
Are the only 2 options left, so no more switch left in the deck. Will mean that Pablo gets the choice to bring something up. I'm sure it will just be the other Sobble that comes up into the active, but could surprise us and throw something else up. But I don't think that will be the case. But just going through, checking, seeing what the grab will be, as there are a lot of options. But yep, there we go. Throws.
Yep, there's an escape rope.
Nice gold escape rope we saw all the way back in Burning Shadows when that was printed there. Very cool card indeed. Showing off the nice bling and awesome artworks. I'm a big fan of that Genesect V. I think it looks very similar to the Genesect EX all the way back in Plasma Blast. It's sort of similar-esque style.
With the Mew V, I like that. Oricorio can be sometimes good in weird situations in the late game, so I like holding onto the Oricorio.
Which looks awesome. So,
can't bench that.
Has all the gold cards, all the bling, and
shout out to Pablo for reminding her.
Yeah, sort of roadblock as an ability right on that stadium. Collapse stadium, limiting down to 4. As just clarifying everything here.
Would they grab off the
cemetery in hand? So
grab the escape rope, right?
Stadium, but that's
Okay, they still have the escape rope, so they can still just play that and go from there.
That might be what they're thinking about.
I would definitely hold the old cemetery here.
Because if Pablo puts a Path to the Peak in play, and it's countering that old cemetery, that means Path is going to be in play for the rest of the game, and that is not.
Yeah, so I definitely hold the old cemetery, just play the escape rope and draw 1 off Genesect. See if you need to draw any more, and then just attack.
So must have maybe been a consideration off of one of those Ultra Balls at points. So good to know that is still an option to go ahead and dig.
There's a rope. Probably just other Sobble coming up here from Pablo. There it is.
Pablo's going to go ahead and throw the other Sobble up into the active. There's the new VMAX coming up. And great thing about this as well, with the low HP target, you can just go ahead and take the knockout with
Max Miracle, or
could even copy something like the Psychic
Melodious Echo.
Actually got evolved, so no. But any of the 4 ways.
There we go. Did Elena even draw a card there? I'm pretty sure Elena could have drawn a card there. It's funny how these prize cards look bad to start with, but they actually turned out being pretty good. Yeah, Elena already discarded the horn.
Pablo has an energy on.
Hit the counter stadium? Yeah, it feels like that's what Pablo was going for there. We're trying to bait the counter stadium. This still feels like a terrible situation for Pablo. I feel like Pablo has to. I feel like Pablo has to like Marnie Path here, but I feel like Pablo should have done that last turn and bench an Arceus with an energy. I don't know.
I gotta really decide here, Pablo. If you're Pablo, what is your win condition in this game right now? Your opponent's already at 3 prize cards. We'll be taking another prize the following turn. And you've already gone through 30 minutes of this set, so maybe feeling confident enough that I'm going to play to my limited outs and my opponent's sort of low on these switching cards at this point.
All right, I mean, there's the path and the quick ball, but there's no
off of that shady dealings Inteleon.
no Marnie in the hand. Oh, there is a Marnie in the hand. Okay.
Unfortunately, Pablo unaware.
I didn't think there was. Got the Marnie then.
To go ahead and get rid of
But Marnie path and pray here for Pablo.
that old cemetery, a card we've
Big
saw
pray.
a lot at the beginning of Mew's release in these decks.
Because now Elena, and the thing about last turn is Elena needed a switch card to be able to use like Technoblast, but now Elena doesn't need a switch card. That's why I think Pablo should have tried to do this last turn, because then Elena needed switch plus boss, but now Elena just needs boss. But he's going with the Raihan actually. So waiting like an extra turn still to make the play happen. This gives Elena more time to set up plays though.
Really good option.
I still don't like this from Pablo. Because like what Elena could do here is just like literally play. Oh no, now it's still committing though. Okay.
Why not? You know, shady dealings one more time seems good to me.
Yeah, also has not
Big turn for the Arceus. Okay. So Pablo's committing this turn, but I don't like doing this without doing Marnie, to be honest. I don't like this play without Marnie. I think Pablo last turn should have Marnie path, because you need the switch card and boss to KO the Arceus.
And there's the path to the peak, and we haven't even seen the barrel use the ability yet either.
There's a punch, I guess.
4 cards off that industrious in scissors. We'll see what gets grabbed there. Another double turbo and an evolution.
The what's called does hit pretty hard though. The Inteleon doesn't feel like it's hard enough though.
Pablo is able to, if that
There's the hit.
does not get knocked out, as there is the Aqua Bullet. It looks like going to be dealing 150 damage.
Elena has a stadium, so all Elena needs is boss tablet. Boss tablet to KO the.
Arceus V-Star can come in the following turn and take a
Should be 120 on the active though. Actually, it should be 150 on the active.
Damage onto that. Nope, not 30. Perfect. Got the 20 damage.
No,
onto
but
is also tactically relevant because with
there we go.
Damage from the double turbo energy, we'll set the math up necessary to go ahead and take a knockout. As looks like clarifying the damage on the active. And
yeah, let's see what the boss play happens. Let's see if the boss play happens. I think pretty good shot of drawing into it here.
Very, very shortly.
Has a DTE to even set up on the Mew.
It could be smart if you have something like a Crematic to give yourself or limit hand knowledge, right? Because you won't know what gets grabbed off the Crematic. But
yeah, Elena here really needs to find boss's orders and a damage modifier. That's kind of the ideal situation here. Boss plus bring up that Arceus.
Doesn't need to switch his turn as well. That's what I was talking about last turn.
Or even like
doesn't even need to switch his turn. Whereas it has the modifier.
Would need 2 more, so
has everything except boss in the hand.
Enough. Old Cemetery comes in play.
Yeah, so you can just go tablet, DTE to Mew. Tablet, DTE to Mew, bench, Genesect, draw.
Just needs to find boss's orders.
Oh, don't play the Ultra Ball. Oh, okay, you can get rid of the DTE plus Oricorio. Actually, I don't hate that. I don't hate that, actually. I thought we were going to discard the Genesect there. But no, this is fine, actually, to be honest. It's actually even better. I like this.
Perfect 6 cards.
It needs a boss. I think there's 2 in there. Yeah, there's 2 boss in there, and not a very big deck, so it's a pretty good chance to draw it here. Yeah, I like that sequencing actually there.
At this point, if you're able to get this boss knockout onto this Arceus, the game is essentially over at that point.
Yeah, you're in a great spot. You just need to take a 1-prize KO, which is all Pablo.
Here we go, Genesect for 6. Get things rolling.
Boss here means the game is all but over.
Here we go. This is going to be a big 6 cards here. And the first card there is the Choice Belt, and that will guarantee it.
On the active
Choice Belt. Yeah, there is the Choice Belt, right?
Dude, Hexter is just
but, actually did not find the boss's order.
Not yet, though. Still has a chance to find it. Can draw more. Has Rotom Phone. Has Quick Ball.
Dude, I thought I like missaw the boss or something. Like, oh my god.
Quite a bit deeper. Elena just playing Quick Ball, thinning the hand down. Doesn't need to get anything out of the deck here.
Yeah, that Choice Belt's kind of hiding from me. It's all tucked under there, but has the other Choice
right.
Belt. And I think we're actually
draw again.
Going to use the other Fusion Strike system. It looks like first, and then you just need to find the 1 card you put on
here
top
we go.
of the deck.
Still looking for the boss. There it is.
Off the Fusion Strike system, and that is a big time grab that pretty much will seal the game up here for Elena, and that is exactly what you want to find.
I think Elena's just confirming what attack they used last turn. They used Max Miracle, I'm pretty sure. So it should be good. Oh my god, the first card is a useless card.
Choice Belt there on the active. I'm sure we will see that boss's orders get played. Just checking the amount of
Chip's like, Hexer, calm down.
Combo Pablo can play. I think the only concern, actually, not even a concern, because the future energy.
I would concede here as Pablo, because to win this game as Pablo, like, so
but there we go. Boss's orders.
the less time there is in this matchup, the bigger advantage there is for Elena. So as Pablo here, I think I would concede, because you need a decent amount of time to win this last game as Pablo.
There isn't even a switch card that's
Okay, I like that from Pablo. I like the concede. If there's not the boss there, I also think Pablo could have like I said, the turn when Elena techno blasted, that's why I think Pablo should have tried to go for a path Marnie play, which I'm pretty sure Pablo could have pulled off. But we get to put game 3. There should be plenty of time for. There's enough time for both players to win, but I would say that with the amount of time left, it favors Elena.
Yeah, I feel like if Pablo could have gotten down to Arceus V, could have been fine because you had Raihan in hand, which is your response to still be able to pull off a Trinity Nova. Pablo didn't get that second Arceus.
So definitely favor Elena overall.
Elena's setup was so much better in that game compared to game number 1. And we're headed to a game 3 now, where both of these players are wanting to do everything that they can to close this match out and come away with a win. Moving to 4-0 at an international championship would feel so good. I know that both of these players would love to be in that position.
Absolutely. Going into lunch break, what you want to see. They got to play pretty quickly, though. So 15 minutes, we saw about that amount of time be for both of these games. So I'm sure both players understand the situation.
Any cool decks on stream yet? A lot of Urshifu, but nothing like too cool, to be honest. Maybe Frank will win again this round, and then we'll get Frank's cool Whimsicott Shadow Rider deck next round.
Another thing to note yet, though, Pablo for the first time this series will be going first, so he will be able to not safe. I almost said safely. I remember turn one Meliodas Echo is an
Frank's 4-0. They better put Frank on next round then. Oh, I guess they won't put Frank on. Yeah, for round 5, hopefully they put Frank on.
Combination. I have to imagine is looking for not only that Arceus and the attachment,
Frank's
but
broken
also
deck.
the other benched Arceus to be safe, because it is a possibility, as slim as it can sound.
Another round 4? Well, yeah, but next round. For round 5, we want to see Frank.
On turn 1 and go crazy, as we do see the prizes. Ooh, looks like the Raihan is actually in the prize.
Raihan and Inteleon prize. The Fusion Strike energy again in the last 2. But nothing else is really that big of a deal.
Pressing one of the Mew V when you're only playing 3 copies could be a
Oh, it is just a 3/3 Mew. Okay.
Chase those down early.
Yeah, they actually definitely can become awkward.
Might not be too big of a deal. We'll see what these opening hands look like. Pablo is certainly looking for an energy on an Arceus. And
Oh no! Attached to Sable pass from Pablo. I think I see a Marnie in the hand, so I'm not dead drawing, but obviously not a good start. So this is gonna be rough for Pablo. No turn to attack with the Arceus never feels good. But we'll see how good of a start Elena has. Let's see if Elena actually even has like a turn 1 knockout or anything like that. Turn 1 knockout would be huge here though. That's where you can get super far ahead. Let's get another.
The Elisa Sparkle in hand also has something like the double turbo energy, but actually opting to go ahead.
Has the basic energy in hand as well, so it has the energy you need for the attack. Just needs a switch card actually.
So there are a lot of pieces here right away, and this is kind of where you have to decide here if you're Elena.
Elena might just have it, to be honest.
Like a Meloetta. I have to imagine yes, because there's nothing really threatening it the following turn, because there was
I think Elena just confirmed that Pablo went first there.
If there is a Raihan plus an attachment plus a double turbo to the thing, but that feels like it's
the prize cards here. The only super thing that's super important here for Elena is that Fusion Strike energy.
They would have already thrown it down on the first.
This is not a huge deal.
That they wouldn't do that. So just gonna go ahead and look through the deck again. Prize checking is very important, seeing what options you have still in here. But it looks like it will actually
as the Mew
that gets grabbed. But regardless, you're all.
Do they have the escape rope in the hand as well?
A good spot when it comes to pacing. You know that you have essentially a free turn.
That's to put a Fusion Strike energy on a Genesect, which is obviously not great, but it's not that big of a deal if you're getting this far ahead.
I'm sure there is a line where a Melanie plus whatever. There are options essentially, but
yeah, if they already have the escape rope, they have the energy, they have a basic psychic in hand.
What you want to see here for Elena on turn number 1?
Yeah, good start, and you're not putting the energies onto a Meloetta, which would normally feel not great, but putting them onto a Mew V isn't too bad either whenever your opponent only has Sobbles in play, because Mew V is not going to be KO'd, and Psychically still does 70 damage, which can
there we go.
A Sobble.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, they have the escape rope already as well. Holy moly. What an insane draw from Elena. Only a Genesect for 1. Is it good? Oh, the next Genesect, and here we go. Genesect for 2. There's a quick ball. We can keep going.
Both those pieces, I feel like you really kind of want.
I think you do want to keep going here. You don't want to just get like passed by Pablo. You do lose a tablet though, which is unfortunate.
That you're gonna need the following turn if that route opens, and
yeah, if your deck is already truly random, you can just like play cards with the intention of burning them. It doesn't matter if your deck goes from random to random. It doesn't matter. You don't need to shuffle your deck every time you play a card that would search your deck if you're just gonna fail it. It's just like a shortcut to save time.
Whenever you
which is legal.
Like this, they're just gonna be stuck.
If your deck would go from truly random to truly random, you don't have to actually shuffle your deck.
Getting another Genesect in play, even though they lost.
Oh, and there's the Battle VIP pass, and now they're cooking.
A little bit better and get rewarded as well by finding a
Battle VIP pass, grab themselves. That's actually kind of a tough one, to be honest, because they once again, their hand is not great. So do you go for the 4th Genesect here? You definitely want a Mew V, but you could go for the 4th Genesect here, to be honest.
Looks like eyeing up a Mew, and I have to imagine either another Genesect.
I think that's what they are going for, because the hand is not great.
You're not really in a pressured situation to play, go for a Melodious Echo play, because you're probably looking for a Boss's Orders, which is in the hand there for Elena going into this. Gonna go ahead and grab both of those. You'll get one more Fusion Strike system this turn. You've already drawn through so much of your deck. It's a great feeling here for Elena. As we do see, it looks like...
Well, they've already shuffled, so their search is final.
Is what they wanted to grab or not.
I believe it already started the shuffling process.
They're not allowed, not allowed to change after that.
Once you start shuffling. Otherwise, you can kind of mix and match and see what...
There we go again. I think it is correct to get the Genesect here, though, so... I think Elena was thinking they wanted to get a Meloetta to have the Meloetta option, but I like this better. Anyways, you don't want Pablo to just next turn go path and you just be stuck. There we go, leap, knockout. I don't know what they're actually. The Mew VMAX is maybe no. Mew VMAX is a little bit deeper. They got the Battle VIP pass, literally the worst prize card. Has the boss, but doesn't have the VMAX. Let's see what Pablo has here. Top deck a quick ball, so a little bit late.
Beggars can't be choosers, right? So
I think Elena will take that turn.
No, there's no stadium in hand.
So at this point,
but it looks like they're probably gonna get Marnied here, so they'll be in a fine spot.
Looks like able to find
Pablo could Drizzile for a quick ball.
You do have the ability to play Path to the Peak here with this Drizzile.
And then Net and then Trinity Charge. Or could go for the Path Marnie. Unfortunately for Pablo, Elena has no Elena has no what's it called in the hand? No stadiums. There's like a good combo here for Elena. I'm sure you're Marnie in here as Pablo. You're not holding a Net and a Marnie. You could still net this Drizzile, to be honest, and then Marnie to hope to draw into another Arceus. Which I don't actually hate that play there from Pablo, to be honest. I hope you draw get into another Arceus. There was a quick ball, so would have had it. Let's see what Elena draws here. Also, no Cramomatic in the hand either, so
we'll be able to get down another Arceus.
Very high chance of getting it out here.
A crazy play with Stadium and Boss's Orders and Mew VMAX and whatnot. So looks like eyeing up, discarding the Water Energy. I feel like you'd want to probably attach that the following turns. You don't have to attach maybe another double turbo, but I think it's fine at the end of the day. You're discarding.
Let's see what Pablo goes for here. I don't hate the idea of going for Sobble, but Arceus makes a little bit more sense. Problem with Arceus is if you look at the hand for Pablo, there's no Melanie or Raihan. So you even if the other one gets boss KO'd, you're not doing anything anyways. I don't know.
Hope that there's no stadium from Elena.
Yeah, no bench Sobbles either to back up this active. At the best case scenario for Pablo is something like this active gets knocked out, or I guess there's a play. But
oh, Stadium was the top deck.
Oh my gosh.
Anything, but now has the Mew VMAX and the Stadium.
The rest of the hand is pretty clogged up. There's 2 Pokemon and an Elsa Sparkle. I mean, you'll start drawing, but
I mean, I'm bossing that Arceus every single.
Yeah, I'm bossing that Arceus too. I'm with Chip. We're trying to boss that Arceus. 100%. If those 2 things become V-Stars next turn, we could be in trouble.
Yeah, it definitely is an option to look at too. You technically could be okay taking a knock at the Drizzile because it sets up a nice prize mapping for you for the rest of the game. Get rid of
it should always be there though. There's always gonna be a prizer in play for you to target down. It feels
doesn't force you to play boss.
Ooh, might play the. I don't like this. I don't like the Sparkle. We want that boss.
Like you were mentioning.
Yeah, it looks like. Oh, just wants to make sure you. Looks like maybe considering.
Oh, now I'm confused. Oh, just make sure they pick the targets. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this play from Elena. I think Elena's probably going to choose to not play the Stadium this turn, which is like very, I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it. I would like, the boss KO here just seems too good.
Even if you're not taking out the energy here, even just attacking into a 2-prizer feels pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
It's a really weird choice for the energy as well. I'm assuming that means Elena does. No, but if you get the other Fusion Strike energy at the prize card, you still want that on the Mew. Yeah, it's like definitely a misplay from Elena to not put that on the Mew V. It could now they just shouldn't put the Stadium in play. if you're gonna do this play, you just don't put the stadium in play. And they're not. I think they should have gone for that boss KO though. Boss on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, but you need to thin out the hand anyway, so you just draw into
Looks like has the double turbo energy.
you just need to draw into an Ultra Ball or Quick Ball, shuffle the deck, then boom, draw with your next Genesect. You have 4 Genesects in play. You just need to draw that first shuffle reset card. Comes the research from Pablo. We do see the Evolution Incense. That is one of the things about leaving Path to the Peak in play though for a turn though. Then they don't get Starbirth. So Pablo does get the Arceus here, but no Starbirth to work with.
But now because you have the beacon play and it wasn't bumped, that is a smart line for Elena.
So now we'll just see the hit and then go from there. Of course, the scary thing would have been though if Pablo got both Arceus V-Stars out, there's no great target anymore for Elena.
Just gonna go and check through the discard pile, check the options played, and there really hasn't been too much Elena has played. Still has access to a lot of those power tablets, the choice belts, the damage modifiers, and by taking a knockout at anything that on the bench, it also opens that bench slot up to that Meloetta, which I have to imagine Elena wants.
Big Charm's the active. I almost would prefer the Big Charm on the bench. Yeah, I like that. I like that more from Pablo. I like the Big Charm on the bench way more for sure. Choice about the active, I wouldn't do that though because you don't need to. There's no reason to choice about the active here. I don't think. I don't think like, you hitting any harder is what's it called here?
So much more in order to reach for these one-hit knockouts.
This is gonna be tough.
Going to be playing the long game. 2-hit knockouts are the play here. It looks like for Elena. As we are going to see a Trinity Nova.
But still see a boss. I mean, Elena can still go boss knockout into Echoing Horn boss knockout. So Elena can still win this game in 2 turns. It is harder now, though.
If that's even a word, I'll figure it out. But regardless, though, going to be dealing plenty of damage to set up.
So it should be 190, right? Yeah, okay.
We are going to see the 3 water energy accelerators for that bench Arceus V. So, at a miracle scenario where like 3 power tablets get played,
there's a Quick Ball top deck. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like that first chance deck draws into that Quick Ball. Well, I guess that wouldn't have happened, but KO active, right? No, she can, but you need a lot of modifiers. You need triple modifier to KO the active.
280 possibility is off the table, but we're gonna get things rolling here off with an ultra with a Quick Ball.
Yeah, you can only do what's called.
Deck out, and we are going to see the Rose Tower come to play. Can draw 1 off that to start the turn, and then get this party kicking with all the Fusion Strikes.
Ultra Ball.
Yep, plenty of Genesects to come.
Ooh, another stadium. That is ugly. That's also why drawing more cards on the last turn feels better as well. Because like if you just start drawing through more brick stuff, you can it'll make it easier to move them out of the hand. There's a boss. Definitely should check Rotom Phone first. Look for a Cramomatic or an Ultra Ball. You definitely want to KO that Arceus on the bench. So there's a tablet and a choice belt. Those aren't bad, but they don't thin out the hand. I almost would like to see another Rotom Phone thrown on top to try and thin out the hand. I don't know. You need the modifiers as well though. It's just kind of an ugly draw here. Definitely an ugly draw so far.
Take a knockout means you need 2 more damage modifiers, so you need to find 2 power tablets. It's still possible, right? Anything is possible with Mew, I feel like I'm saying. There's Chromatics, ability to draw cards, but it looks like eyeing up the boss's orders instead, or as well to be played.
And then we're just going to commit to the boss, draw 2 more,
because right now you're only drawing 1
play the choice belt.
That's true. And you know what the 1 card is, and it's choice belt. So
yep, just commit to the boss. I like this. Just be aggressive. Not the B-doof. Here we go. I think that's choice belt something, right? Choice belt switch. Okay, you can play those 2 down.
Put on top of the deck as well as a switch. Could go ahead and play a little bit more aggressively to get rid of those resources to draw some more cards. We do see that.
2 more. Need 1 more modifier.
Fusion Strike system number 3, drawing 2 more cards. We'll see if there is a power tablet or something else there.
Oh,
there's the first card there.
There we go.
Power tablet,
nice.
and that is
that's another switch card. I would even burn that switch card, I think.
And on top of that, Elena will pull down to just 2 prize cards left as we're nearing the final 2 minutes of this round number 4.
Now the Echoing Horn is like a very viable option.
Pablo's very much a player who wears his heart on his sleeve, and you can tell when he's frustrated, and he does not like to see that other modifier.
No, I would play that other. I think that was another switch in Elena's hand. It could have been an escape rope. I would have played that though.
Play away from closing this game out.
And we see the retreat into that.
As the KO.
It's already powered up. He's got the Fusion Strike energy and the choice.
Not much setup on the next Mew though. Nothing set up on the next Mew, but could have had a Fusion Strike energy on it.
to this Arceus V.
Here we go, Techno Blast.
Take the knockout. 10 short for the V-Star, but taking 2 prizes, exactly what you want to need here. This is going to be a very interesting end game as we get down to things here.
All right, not much time left. It might be hard for...
But he can
Escape Rope and Mew off the prize card is pretty good.
It's anyone's game, to be honest, as dominating as that turn was here for Elena.
Mew VMAX is a pretty big... She's going to need that. Has a choice belt in hand as well.
Looking for that as an option, but
as a stadium. The rest of the hand's pretty clunky, though.
Getting knocked out, so here we go. Pablo
yeah, has the horn, has the horn. I don't know if there's enough tablets to 1 KO the active tablet plus choice belts, but has the horn. We could see the horn play. So I think I'm from Pablo. We have to see like Marnie Path KO.
Is that Star Birth V-Star power being used, grabbing the 2 cards that are the big combo for this deck. Path to the Peak and Marnie, the 2 cards being grabbed. Already has everything needed to attack, and this is going to be a big play.
No B-Barrel, just Marnie Path.
It would leave Elena with no attackers left in play.
Path.
And this is a big time.
Marnie.
And we already saw
here we go.
There is 1 more stadium card in that hand. That is going
so
to
putting it on the bottom now,
Correct.
It makes it less likely that Elena is going to be able to find a stadium card. Really gonna hope
if Elena can find a Elena might have enough modifiers in hand or in the deck left to get a 1 KO, but I don't know. You want to go for the horn play for sure, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty good draw from Pablo.
Use something like Charon's Care to set up some math. I think you have to kind of go down this route of say.
But then putting it in play gives Elena the easy target, so it's a tough choice. I think you almost have
Quick
to.
Ball from Pablo. Not a whole ton of time left.
She's got it in hand already. Oh my goodness.
If you bench the Arceus. I don't know if you're actually going to bench the Arceus here as Pablo, or just I wouldn't bench the Arceus here, I don't think. Actually, you kind of have to almost, it feels like, though. You don't want to. It almost feels like you have to, but you really don't want to.
That means this VMAX will have the potential to attack this turn, and this is a big opening here.
Because then, but if you just, I think you just hope they...
Could spell danger for sure.
Yeah, I guess you just don't, right? I think you just don't bench the Arceus here. That's time, so Pablo is turn 0. There's a knockout, but Elena has... Elena could just punch the active here for a turn, to be honest. Because now there's nothing that Pablo can even run to if Elena just has punched the active.
I thought you were talking about how many Arceus V were in the discard.
Has double quick ball in the hand as well. And there's the top deck Mew VMAX. That's pretty good as well. Let's see.
Able to find this Pounder Stadium right away to get rid of the Path to Peak. What Pablo is banking off of as he goes down to 3 prize cards, and this is going to be a turn for Elena. I feel like if she's able to at least attack, because Pablo didn't commit to that plan of hoping that they don't have boss, you now
go.
Have the ability for Sharon to
grab the pass, grab a basic, quick ball that basic, grab another basic, bench it.
Was it maybe correct to try to
see? There's a choice belt. Is there 2? 1 tablet. I think there actually might be. There's the horn.
This is a really tough situation for Pablo, pretty much regardless of what line he chose to take. Elena is playing a quick ball out here, can get another basic Pokemon, which would be a few.
The horn's there. I think there might be 2 tablet in the deck as well, so Elena can horn boss or just KO the active.
So we're gonna see a lot of cards drawn here. Elena needs.
Could maybe just go triple modifier KO the active as well.
And of course that boss's orders.
I'm pretty sure there is a stadium in hand, yeah.
I've not played it down yet. It's just the thinking.
Just a Meloetta, quick ball of Meloetta. Grab a new basic, throw that down.
It's a Rose Tower as well, so it means we'll be able to draw cards because that hand size is low after the Marnie. So something just to note, we'll be able to.
And it has the quad Genesect.
Discarding a Meloetta, so smart play there to not just bench it right away, thin the deck out a little bit. Give yourself options, more so what you have in deck, what you don't have in deck, and this is where things are going to get interesting. Pretty thin deck as well. Has, I believe, 2 double turbos still left in the deck.
Spinning the card around on the bench and throws it into play. Rivers Tower draws 3 more cards.
There's a Cram, that's a good draw.
And a power tablet, that's one of the pieces.
Your escape rope is not great. I think you might just have to cram that.
The 3 damage modifier still, there's no way that this Arceus V-Star, I believe, gets knocked out because of the
Tails.
Needs it for to knock out an Arceus V on the bench.
Then
with the,
play the tablet, draw 6. Here we go.
Of course, the echoing horn.
Unfortunate tail slip, though.
Let's see.
Tail slip there off the Chromatic would have guaranteed the energy.
Still seeing so many cards.
Yeah, you haven't used any. There haven't been any Fusion Strike system used yet. Here's the first one for 6. Not quite able to see exactly what's in the hand there, keeping it a mystery for us.
We have no idea.
We'll look through and see.
Leak!
Exactly what the
Looks like an Ultra Ball.
Gold Plasma Freeze Ultra Ball getting played down means that 3 cards at minimum will be drawn off the second Fusion Strike system.
Double. You gotta keep some items around for Chromatic, so that might have been a misplay, but I can't see the hand. It looks like double Battle VIP pass were discarded there.
Time is over on our card display here, but could be a little bit different for the players.
Second, oh my gosh, okay.
Exactly.
There's a double Ultra Ball. Just literally cleared out the whole hand.
Zero could be very important if it's Elena's turn, who is very
Literally
close
do
to
nothing good there.
or Pablo. Technically, either one is, in theory, 2 attacks away, though, from taking this game.
Certainly. Elena checking the deck here.
Almost nothing left in the deck though. Like I think they're gonna be able to get it here for sure.
That horn is in there, right? Should be just kind of checking through, maybe doing a little.
Yeah, there's only like 13, 14 cards left in the deck there. It looks like.
That could potentially.
Yeah, that's the play that they need, and of course the boss's orders to combo with it. So 3 cards missing, 3 fusion strike systems still to be used. Lots of cards can be drawn. This is certainly possible. And the thing is, you need to draw them in the right order. Drawing the drawing the boss's orders before drawing Echoing Horn is actually.
Oh, had a switch left.
So
Wait, how'd they have a switch left if they double Ultra Balled?
First, if you can.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, using the switch to draw an extra
Was it a
card
quick
from
ball?
the
Maybe it was a
strike
quick ball, not an
system.
Ultra Ball.
Getting looks like 5, 6,
full 6.
fresh 6 cards off the second fusion strike system, and this is going to be big. What cards is Elena able to find in this hand here? It looks like has the
There's a choice belt.
already,
Okay.
so already have the damage modifier. So
If there's a last tablet in the deck, they can just KO the active here. They actually don't even need the horn boss.
Not a unfittable card, but it looks like.
Looks like a Rotom Phone's happening now.
Just debating whether or not there is anything else to play.
Counting the rest of the deck.
Unfortunately, can't see exactly what she's got here, but we will exactly.
I wish you could see just a little bit of the hand. Just give us a peek.
What else can be drawn? I gotta imagine it's not a whole lot of playable stuff like.
If the table just wasn't so wide. If the table just wasn't so damn wide.
Through the options to see what has been played.
Yeah,
and there it is. Echoing Horn gonna go ahead and put that Arceus V.
All right.
Bench. Pablo understands.
It's looking
now.
good so far.
The play is. This is what
There's the boss. Okay, so just a DT away and plenty of cards, or not that many cards left in the deck. I think they're gonna get it here for sure.
This is the difference between winning this game or potentially having to tie this match.
Okay.
Rotom Phone sees 5 cards. I think there's only 1 double turbo energy left in the deck.
Not that many cards left in the deck though.
Top 5?
It looks like it's not. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what that card was.
Cards there, those 5. I have to imagine if it's not that you want a card, you can go ahead and throw down. There's still 2 fusion strike system left. There's a potential that something could maybe shuffle the deck up. I can't see exactly how many cards are left.
Only 2 cards. One of those looks like a Cram-O-Matic. One's a Cram, one's an Ultra Ball actually. So just draw 4 here and then use those. You should just actually. They should probably just be able to draw their whole deck here. I think.
In the hand. What is a draw here?
There
is not there, but
not
does
yet.
still have
I think they have it guaranteed here. I'm pretty sure they just have it guaranteed.
With the Ultra Ball, yeah. 3 cards left in deck. It's
There's the Ultra Ball.
guaranteed as long as that double turbo is in the deck. Fusion Strike system can draw those last remaining cards. Play the Cram-O-Matic just because.
Tails.
Tails doesn't even matter.
Yeah, just thinning it fully, and there is the Fusion Strike system.
Just needs the double turbo.
There it is, and that's Mew with the dub. Yeah, I don't know. There might not have been a tablet. The Echoing Horn comes in clutch here.